A pleasant day to everyone. My name is Balad-on. I am one of the many faces of Filipino nurses who are working overseas. With that, I would like to present this research study entitled Occupational Stress and Quality of Work Life Among Filipino Nurses in a Government Hospital in the United Kingdom. The first part of this presentation is the background and rationale of the study. According to World Health Organization, in 2023, occupational stress is the response people may have when presented with work demands and pressures that are not matched to their knowledge and abilities and challenge their ability to work. It is a critical public health and nursing problem that needs immediate and decisive preventive actions recognized in 2024 by major organizations including the International Labour Organization, International Council of Nurses, the European Agency for Safety and Health at Work, the International Commission on Occupational Health, the American Nurses Association, and the Federation of Occupational Health Nurses within the European Union. According to a study conducted in the United Kingdom by Health and Safety Executive in 2020, nurses were among the three most stressful occupational groups, and Shigo et al. 2022 reported that previous researchers have suggested that occupational stress increases nurse turnover, job dissatisfaction, work disengagement, medical errors, nurse absenteeism, organizational cynicism, alcohol and drug abuse, and reduces job performance. Van et al. 2020 defined quality of work life as employees' perception and evaluation of their work in the context of their life, and Ibadi et al. 2022 cited that attention to nurses' quality of work life is critical to delivering quality healthcare services, helping prevent nurse turnover, increase motivation and retention, and improve productivity for both nurses and organization. Butchan and Cotton 2020 claimed that Philippines is the largest supplier of nurses to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development or OECD countries. The Philippines alone supplied about 240,000 nurses to these countries with an outflow of 15 to 20,000 nurses per year. In the UK, the Philippines has been a significant and sustained source of overseas trained nurses, and they were the second largest group behind British staff, and around 25,000 nurses educated in the Philippines are working in the National Health Services. And they are also suffering from significant job stress, as cited in a survey of the job satisfaction of Filipino nurses working in the UK conducted by Reyes et al. In 2022. However, only few studies focus solely on Filipino nurses working in the UK. As such, this study was initiated. The objectives of this study is to determine occupational stress and quality of work life among Filipino nurses working in a government hospital in the United Kingdom. Specifically, this study further aims to: first, describe the respondents' age, job tenure, department, gross monthly income, and job title. Second, to determine the level of occupational stress among nurses, to determine the quality of work life of nurses, and to determine whether there is a significant relationship between the level of occupational stress and quality of work life among Filipino nurses in a government hospital in the United Kingdom. The next part is the theoretical and conceptual framework. This study is anchored in the socio-technical systems theory that originated in the 1950s in London. One of the leaders, Trist, 1981, stated that STS theory is deviated from the notion that people were dispensable to a perspective where individuals were considered as a resource to be developed, encouraging collaboration, commitment, and a risk-taking environment, as opposed to competition, alienation, and minimal levels of risk-taking, respectively. It has two components, the social and technical subsystems. The social subsystems are people who work in organization and includes their behaviors, interactions, and beliefs. Meanwhile, technical subsystems of an organization consists of tools, techniques, procedures, skills, knowledge, and devices used to accomplish the organization's tasks. In this study, the conceptual framework explores the direct connection between occupational stress and quality of work life. For instance, Gupta's 2021 study shows that occupational stress negatively impacts some dimensions of employees' lives, including job performance, job satisfaction, physical health, mental well-being, emotional state, commitment to the company, social interactions, personal life, and connections within the organizations. Let us proceed to the definition of variables. The independent variable is the occupational stress. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health defines occupational stress or job stress as the harmful physical and emotional responses that occur when the job requirements do not match the worker's capabilities, resources, or needs. In this study, it refers to the state of mental tension due to job-associated stress among Filipino nurses working in a government hospital in the UK. It will be measured by using the expanded nursing stress scale. This tool was used to evaluate nurses' work-related stress and an expanded and revised version of the nursing stress scale, which Pamela Graytoff and James Abderson initially developed. ENSS is a 59-item scale with 9 subscales. Each item is ranked on a 5-point Likert scale from 1 never stressful to 4 extremely stressful, and 0 does not apply. Higher scores indicate higher levels of perceived stress. The dependent variable is the quality of work life. According to the American Society of Training and Development, quality of work life is a process of work organization that enables its members at all levels to participate actively in shaping the organization's environment, methods, and outcomes. In this study, it covers Filipino nurses' feelings about every dimension of work, including economic rewards and benefits, working conditions, and organizational and interpersonal relationships in a government hospital in the United Kingdom. It will be measured using the Brooks Quality of Nursing Work-Life Scale. The scale was developed by Beth A. Brooks in 2001. It is a 42-item scale that assesses the quality of life for nurses. The scale is developed into 4 dimensions: work-life, home life, work design, work context, and work world. The scale uses a 6-point Likert scale, with 1 being strongly disagree and 6 being strongly agree. A higher score indicates a better quality of life for nurses. Next is the significance of the study. The study's findings will benefit the following individuals and organizations. First are for nurses. This study is highly significant because they provide crucial insights into the factors impacting their well-being and job satisfaction, which can directly influence the quality of patient care delivered, potentially leading to improved healthcare practices by identifying areas where interventions and support systems can be implemented to mitigate stress and enhance nurses' work experience, which can contribute to better staff retention and overall healthcare system efficiency. To other healthcare professionals, the UK's government hospital is a collaborative healthcare setting. According to studies, bullying from a manager or colleague has been found to increase symptoms of stress. This study can guide other healthcare professionals to prevent conflicts with colleagues that can contribute to workplace stress. In some studies, staff disputes have been found to point to high levels of emotional exhaustion in nurses. For healthcare administrators, the findings of this study can serve as a reference to prioritize the enhancement of the quality of work life that has the potential to augment the overall well-being and contentment of the worker, hence yielding several benefits for the individual worker, the organization, and the customers. In addition, the result of this study can be used by government lawmakers to impose laws that will tackle and alleviate job stress and improve the quality of work life for every employee. Lastly, for future researchers, they can use the findings of this study as a reference for future advanced and innovative work-related stress research and quality of nursing work life globally. For the scope and limitation of the study, this is a descriptive correlational study that aims to determine the relationship between occupational stress and quality of work life of Filipino nurses in the UK. The findings may not fully represent the experiences and perspectives of other nurses who are not Filipinos in other countries or institutions. This study will be conducted in a government hospital in the United Kingdom between April and May 2025. Hence, the study's geographical scope is limited to the United Kingdom and its clinical settings. The institution's unique characteristics may limit the generalizability of the results to other healthcare institutions in other countries. Moreover, data collection in this study relies on online surveys and questionnaires. Participants may provide answers they perceive as desirable or expected, and the accuracy and validity of the self-assessment of occupational stress and quality of work life may be influenced by individual biases or personal opinions. The next part is the review of related literature. The World Health Organization has included work-related stress in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases as recognition to the prevalence of organizational stress. According to Su et al. 2021, nurses often face a psychological stress caused by the imbalance between the needs of the target and their ability to adapt to specific job conditions. In many clinical nursing situations, a high stress is an integral and largely unavoidable component of the work. What are the causes and impact of occupational stress? Piotrowski et al. 2022 identified some stressful situations specific to nursing, which include the high pace of work requiring the physical transferring of patients, long hours, night shifts, overtime, highly emotional engagement with the patients and their families, overburdening with responsibilities and shift work, insufficient pay, and stressful workplace interaction. In effect, work-related stress harms nurses' health and organizations' ability to provide quality nursing care. Long-term, high-intensity occupational stress can produce a series of stress reactions that affect the physical and mental health of many professionals, according to Nochai Wong et al. 2020. The prevalence and attributed cause of occupational stress has been on studies recently. According to the study of Kevin and Simple 2021, the prevalence of occupational stress has been on the ascendancy over the past 3 decades and negatively impacted the health employees, including nurses. Work-related stress in the nursing profession has become a global problem, with an estimated 9.20% to 68% of nurses suffering from stress, varying across different countries and specialty sectors within healthcare institutions, according to Isfahani et al. 2021. In the UK, NHS England data shows that for nursing staff, the proportion of sick days attributed to job stress, anxiety, depression, and other psychological illnesses increased from 21% in 2022 to 24.3% in 2023, according to the data of RCN 2024. Work-related stress cost the UK economy $28 billion a year, as reported in London News in 2023. According to World Health Organization, More than 80% of the world's nurses work in countries that are home to half of the world's population, and 1 in every 8 nurses practices in a country other than the one they were born or trained. The quality of work life for nurses working overseas today can vary significantly depending on the country they work in. The quality of work life of Filipino nurses can be impacted by cultural adjustments, language barriers, potential workplace discrimination, and concerns about family back home. For the synthesis, it can be noted that quality of work life varies between healthcare settings worldwide, depending mainly on personal and work-related factors. The direct association between workplace stress and nurses' quality of work life is also consistent with some studies that have been documented. Organizational stressors affects nurses' job performance, threatens the quality of nursing care to patients, and weakens organizational stability. It encompasses a substantial financial burden due to decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, and employee turnover. The next part is methodology. For the research design, this study will utilize a quantitative approach with a descriptive correlational design. For study population and respondents, this study will be conducted among Filipino nurses working in Queen's Hospital in Romford under the management of Barking, Havering, and Redbridge University in NHS Trust in the United Kingdom. The data regarding Filipino nurses working in the setting was obtained through an email from the Workforce Information Division. The sample size of 177 respondents was calculated using the Rostov Formula Online Calculator, and they will be selected using probability random sampling method. For research instrumentation, data will be collected using a self-administered questionnaire. The questionnaire will be divided into 3 parts. Part 1, the questionnaire included inquiries about demographic data of the respondents, including age, job tenure, department, gross monthly income, and job title. Part 2 is the expanded nursing stress scale, and the third part is the Brooks Quality of Nursing Work-Life Survey Scale. All questionnaires will be administered in English. The adopted questionnaires will be presented to a panel of experts in research and nursing. All comments and recommendations of the panel will be taken into consideration. For the data collection, the relevant institution will receive an email requesting permission to conduct the study, explaining the purpose and objectives, research design and method, and the significance and benefits to the institution. The data will be collected using the online questionnaire, Google Forms, and will be sent to respondents with a unique link according to their online platform of choice. The research protocol will be submitted to the Central Philippine University Research Ethics Review Board for approval and to ensure the safety, protection, and welfare of the respondents and the researcher. The informed consent will be attached to the questionnaire explaining the study's objectives and sent through email, message, or any online platform preferred by respondents. Informed consent will be taken from all respondents before answering the questionnaires to share their data and to ensure their understanding of the purpose of the study, their rights, and the voluntary nature of their participation. Confidentiality and privacy of participants will be respected and maintained. Their information will be handled privately and securely. The researcher's contact details will be provided should the respondent have further questions or need clarification. For data processing and analysis, the statistical treatment will be employed, processed, and analyzed using the SPSS version 22 software. Data will be analyzed using frequency distribution tables, mean and standard deviation. Pearson's product moment correlation will be used to analyze the relationship between variables with the hypothesis to be tested at alpha 0.05. Here are my references. Thank you so much for taking time to listen. Have a great day ahead.